Okay, let's go next to our caller from the 417 area code. Who's calling today from 417?
Hi, David. This is Jared.
Hey, Jared, what's going on?
Um, yeah, hi. So I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
First of all, uh, last night we actually saw a little bit more of this, but I've noticed that Bernie has uh, not been talking so much about campaign finance,
Right.
which he was like huge on in 2016. And I think that sorry, I'm nervous.
That's okay. You're doing
I
great.
think that uh, I think that that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like, even if we elect Bernie or Elizabeth Warren, um, it will be important to solve like the fundamental problem going forward, or we'll just elect people who talk like progressives, but don't actually believe the things they say.
Yeah.
You have thoughts on that?
Listen, here's what I think is going on. There was a different Bernie this week than in the first debate. And I think people have been advising him. And one of the things that Bernie is doing is he is, number one, being more aggressive, which I think worked well for him. And number two, I think he's focusing on what are voting issues in the Democratic primary. The views of the Democrats that have a shot in the primary on campaign finance are relatively similar. I'm not saying that they are the same. So I don't think it's something on which Bernie can distinguish himself in a way that will garner him an advantage. So I think that I agree that he's not talking about it as much. I think it's strategy, and it may be the right strategy.
Okay. Yeah, and then my other question was actually about you did a segment on like where you took a call where someone was talking about raising a minimum wage, and then like you brought in UBI, and you're saying that both of those things are band-aids for the more fundamental problem of this vast income inequality.
Yes.
So in my mind, UBI was sort of like the thing that wasn't a band-aid.
Mm.
So what if you think UBI is like just like a band-aid, just like raising wages is, what do you think is the fundamental solution, if you think there is one?
It's a much bigger reorganization of the relationship between corporations, government, and elites, and basically everybody else, which exceeds sort of the scope of this call. But we may do a deep dive on it sometime soon. But that's like a major topic of that we should dig into in significant detail. And to be clear, UBI is one type of Band-Aid. To call something just a Band-Aid doesn't mean don't do it, but it's just sort of
Yeah.
pointing out that it's not fixing the underlying issue.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I would really love to see like segments or you know shows in the future where you talk more about what you think the a more permanent solution.
Yes.
What that would entail. Because I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are on that.
All right, we will do that. Jared, thank you so much for the call. Great to hear from you. We will take a quick break. If you are holding, please don't hang up because we will get right back to the phones momentarily.